I want to share this photo from my gallery. I took it yesterday in good hope. Now, this is my new friend, and I want to first of all tell you ladies, hands off. I'm now a taken man. But let's have a serious conversation because this woman was such a sweetheart. Many of you may know her from seeing her around Monrepo Market, where she asked for public assistance, right? So we went to the community of Good Hope, and the full video will be available on the VPAC page later today. We went to cover how people are living in the Guyana of today against the backdrop of the revelation that our president has a ranch that's about 260 acres in size. My bro has the biggest ranch farmers have ever seen. And it's not the only farm he has. I'm reliably told President Irfan Ali has another ranch in Berbice that eclipses the size of any other cattle farmer in that region. But let's center the discussion on this woman here that I'm posing for a picture with. She's 36 years old. And I discovered yesterday that for 34 years of her life, she has received absolutely no public assistance. She's living with her family, and looking at the condition of her house, there's no disabled access. She does a lot. She's very independent. I want you guys to check out the full interview on the VPAC page when we upload it. But she was so independent that I just had to tip my hat to her, and I have the utmost respect for her. But it broke my heart to know that in 2024, right? So about 2 years ago, 2023, 2024, after Guyana had already started increasing its budget to 1 point something trillion dollars, and we were seeing an explosion in our nominal GDP of 520 something percent since 2020. Trillions of dollars were flowing into the economy. So after all of this, at the age of 34, she's now 36, she met with Vindhya Prasad, she met with a minister, and she was offered a public assistance, which she is receiving today, of 25,000 Guyana dollars a month. Now, I really want you guys to dwell on that figure, because something I hear often is, something is better than nothing. It's better than nothing. If you were getting nothing before and you're getting something now, you should be grateful. But I really want to ask you guys, and this is something I went home with on my chest. I really want to ask you guys how far $25,000 is going to get you a month, and how far is it going to get someone with a disability. So it practically forces her to continue going, making the arduous journey to Monrepo Market. She's a lively character. She says she helps people with their sales and the like, and she is there basically to receive public assistance. And I think in the Guyana of today, that constitutes something that is cruel. It constitutes an inhumanity that seems baked into our consciousness, and we need to root it out. This woman deserves far more than $25,000 compensation. And I, for one, I don't want to put a figure on it, but I think it should be based on a needs assessment. What are her needs? We have men on a mission. The president has a budget of 390 something million dollars emergency fund. The first lady has a budget that's greater than the leader of the opposition or the office of the opposition. The government has the social security or the social services and social protection ministry. So what VPAC are going to do, since the government not noticing people like this, we're going to put together a full proposal, including the costing and everything for the electric wheelchair with the joystick and the other things she needs to aid her in her mobility, and how much it would cost to retrofit her home. We're willing to provide that proposal and all the documentation. VPAC is not making a cent off of this, but we're going to provide it to the government and compel them to change the lot of people like this. If our president is able to acquire 260 acres of prime real estate and then fill it with technology and equipment to the tune of some $2.2 billion for a total value around $5 billion, considering the eye-watering sums land on the highway sold for. If he is only able to produce documentation that he was awarded 20 acres and cannot explain the rest of the acreage, and it seems that himself and many other ministers are acquiring vast empires. Why can't we do better for people like this? Why can't we take care of the most vulnerable people in our population? It says something really shameful about us, and we need to start to be honest. We need to start to demand more. We need to start to demand better, and we need to start doing it from looking at the most vulnerable among us. And this woman is among them. She has such a strong spirit, and the things she has endured, I'm sure none of you can really, and myself included, can really comprehend or begin to think about. And for 34 years, she's lived without public assistance. She is owed retroactive payments, and she is owed a needs-based assessment that that gives her public assistance commensurate with her needs. So look out for the interview on the VPAC page, and we're going to get ahead with drafting the proposal and submitting to all the relevant bodies the information pertaining to this woman. And we're going to go out and find more people, because especially in the age where the government is building 300 houses for Jamaicans at $20 million a pop, we are not saying don't engage in charity. We believe that the victims of Hurricane Melissa deserve relief, but we're going to keep pointing out the people right here at home in Guyana that are living currently in their own disaster, their own emergency, who very much need the help that we are offering to others.